If the two of you keep having the same fight or argument, or small things turn into really big things, maybe if one of you shuts down while the other gets louder. I want you to hear this. You guys are not the only ones, and you're not broken. I know how defeating this can feel, how exhausting it is to circle the same fight, and how overwhelming the frustration becomes when nothing seems to change, no matter how hard you try. But here's the truth. When you start making small, intentional shifts, the entire relationship begins to change. If you're new here, my name is Margarita Kogan, and I'm a couples therapist, here to give you the clarity, tools, and hope you need now without waiting weeks or months to see someone. And I'm excited to walk with you and help you get through these moments to the other side. So today we're breaking down 3 communication mistakes almost every couple makes, why they happen, and how to shift them so you can feel more connected, safer, and understood. These mistakes don't happen because there's something wrong with you. They actually happen when you're overwhelmed, disconnected, or trying to protect yourself from feeling the hurt again. So once we understand the pattern, we can finally change the experience. Let's start with the first one. Mistake number 1, listening to defend instead of understand. One of the biggest reasons conversations fall apart is because most people listen to defend, not to understand. And it makes sense. When you feel accused or misunderstood, your body reacts before your brain catches up. But here's the issue. When both people are defending, nobody feels heard. And when nobody feels heard, the arguments can't move forward. So, for example, your partner says, honey, I really felt alone last night. And you respond with, I was busy. Why are you making this such a big deal? The real emotion never actually gets addressed. So try this next time. Before you respond, say, what I'm hearing you say is, do I have that right? This actually slows everything down. It softens the defensiveness and creates emotional safety. If you changed only this one thing, you'd feel a difference this week. When you haven't felt heard in a while, it becomes harder to start conversations gently. That leads to directly mistake number 2. It's called a harsh startup. So a harsh startup is when a conversation begins with criticism, frustration, or tension. It sounds like, nice of you to finally show up, or you always do this. Maybe, I'm so sick of being the only one that cares. And research shows 96% of the time, the way a conversation starts actually predicts the way that it will end. If it starts harsh, it will always end harsh. So here's why harsh startups happen. It's not because you're rude or thoughtless, but because you're tired, overwhelmed, or carrying unspoken hurt. So here's how to shift out of this. Use the 7-second pause before you speak. Ask yourself, am I starting this from a point of love and connection or frustration? And then try a soft startup such as, hey, when this happened, I felt, can we talk about it together? This one change can set the tone for a completely different experience and conversation. So sometimes even with a soft beginning, conversations fall apart. If both of you are guessing instead of clearly communicating your needs, that's when mistake number 3 shows up. And it's expecting your partner to just know. Your partner isn't a mind reader, but many couples treat unspoken needs as proof of not caring. And this looks like hinting or hoping they'll notice your mood or shutting them down when they don't, assuming the worst, letting resentment build up quietly. And this usually comes from vulnerability, from past relationships where you weren't welcomed or noticed, perhaps punished. And here's how to shift this. Start naming the need before it becomes resentment. So for example, weekends overwhelm me. Can we plan together so we both get more rest? Or, I need reassurance when things feel tense. Could you check in on me instead of going quiet? When needs are clear, the relationship feels safer for both of you. These mistakes aren't random. They actually create a cycle. Feeling unheard, harsh startup, unclear needs equals more disconnection. Once you see that pattern, you could finally break it. If you want to understand your relationship patterns faster, the Relationship Checkup is a great way to start. It gives you a therapist-reviewed breakdown of your communication, strengths, blind spots, and exactly what to work on. Most couples don't actually need months of therapy to understand why they're stuck. They need clarity, and you can get that within 48 hours. I've linked it below in the description. So if this was helpful, subscribe and join me in the next video. I'm going to talk about the Relationship Checkup and how it's your roadmap back to connection. In that video, I'll show you how to get full clarity on your relationship patterns and how to use them as a roadmap. Get back to closeness, teamwork, and connection. I'll see you there.